Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Milton Mitchell, and I get the honor of serving as the executive director of this fine organization. I want to start out with an apology. Did you all like the video? Was the video okay? Yeah? I want to apologize. I've never seen myself from behind that many times. I got some work to do on my neck, so my bad. That was not in my notes, but I do forward shots only. Thank you all so much for being here. Truly, you could have written a check and sent it in, or just ignored our invitation altogether. But the fact that you all chose to come and be present with us, your presence is an immense gift to us. And so I want to start out by saying thank you. Thank you to our board, to our staff, to our students, to our corporate support, our university partners, all of you all, my family. Thank you so much from the bottom of all of College Bound's heart. We sincerely appreciate your presence here today. Thank you. Can you all give each other? We do not take it for granted. If I haven't met you, please be sure I want to meet you all, each and every one of you all, before you get out of here. I've been in this position for approximately now a year and 8 days, but who's counting, right? Last year when I came in up here and gave my little speech to you all, I had been here a total of 10 days with College Bound in this role, and they just threw me right in the fire. And this year I've had a year to soak in all the goodness that is College Bound. This year I've spent my time really listening and being able to understand. I thought that my little listening tour that I told you about last year would last maybe a couple of weeks, but it's lasted a full year, and I'm going to keep this thing going because it has been so good for my soul to understand what is College Bound. I've been able to talk to truly so many people within College Bound, but the conversations I've had outside of College Bound with folks who are not familiar with College Bound, it's been fascinating because they all start out the same way. Hi, my name is Milton Mitchell. Well, hi, Milton, nice to meet you. What do you do? I say, I'm executive director of College Bound. And inevitably, the first question usually is, what is College Bound? What is College Bound? Well, that lets me know we have some marketing and branding we have to do. But above that, about probably the first 3 months or so, I answered that question very quickly, bam. I leaned on our mission. Which our mission and our tagline, which is in essence to and through. We help students that are coming from underrepresented and minority backgrounds, first generation students, helping them get to and through higher education and on to their various careers. That worked out wonderfully. People didn't ask too many questions after that. It was all good for about 3 months. But right around month 3.5, I began to, is this a safe space? Can I be a little vulnerable? Yeah, like Brene Brown, vulnerable. I began to feel, whenever I was asked that question, what is College Bound? I began to feel some anxiety. I began to feel some butterflies in my stomach for about 2 to 4 seconds after, because the more I learned about College Bound, the more I began to see that simply saying to and through is not enough. I can say to and through. That's wonderful. That's brilliant. It's worked. It worked for 3.5 months. But I don't get a chance to talk about us having nearly 500 students from across St. Louis City, St. Louis County, South County, St. Charles, and everywhere in between. From the grades of 10th all the way up to the completion of college and beyond. Nearly 500 students that we get the chance to work with. I can say to and through, but I might not get a chance to talk about the recruitment team and how much our ladies, the 3 ladies who have been in the recruitment team have had a banner year, and they have spread out across all this territory, this region, and they've been able to recruit students. We have 51 different high schools represented in this incoming class for our sophomore year. 51 high schools represented. That's incredible. We have a wait list, y'all. We have a wait list of students that are banging down the door to get into College Bound. Something's working. I could say to and through, and that's wonderful, and it's worked all for the entire time that we have had that catchphrase. But But if I say to and through, I want to get a chance to talk about our board. Our board is comprised of about 17 individuals from the corporate space, from the community space, from education space, who come together at least monthly, and they begin to, we work together. We work in harmony. Yes, a board can work in harmony and get work done. It's a novel concept, but our board members do it, and they give so much of themselves, their time, their resources. I could say to and through, but then that won't give me the opportunity to talk about our staff. Our staff. We have just under 30 people who are on our staff, and they are incredible because yes, you've heard how they mechanically help students navigate the ins and outs of the college admissions and the college transition process, but this staff cares so deeply about our students. They understand our students. They empathize with our students. They walk. They give rides to our students. They work tediously, and they're in the trenches with our students. They get them. They understand the minds of the 15 and 16-year-old boys that we have in our program. Who understands the mind of a 15 and 16-year-old? But our staff does, and they're constantly working feverishly to improve and to get better at what they do. I can say to and through, it's worked out perfectly, but I might not get a chance to talk about our university partners. UMSL, University of Missouri, St. Louis University, Lindenwood, Washington University, Southeast Missouri State, yes. We have established partnerships with all these schools and beyond, in this state and beyond, Lawrence University, all these different places where we get to entrust our students to them, not just to get them through the admissions process, but off. And we know that they will take good care of our students, and they will work in tandem with us to help get them out of there, and then not strap them with tons of debt walking out the door. I can say to and through, but I will not get a chance usually to talk about how we have been engrafted into the campuses of St. Louis Community College. Yeah, I mentioned, I was coming. St. Louis Community College and Rankin Technical College. Two colleges and institutions that have allowed us space on campus, and they've adopted us into the fabric of their institutions. And they are allowing us, they trust us to do the work that we are doing. And we're seeing benefits from both on our side and their side as well. We are so grateful for those partnerships. I can say to and through, but it will not allow me to talk about our parents. The parents of our students who give and sacrifice every week to bring their children over to Jefferson, coming from all the way from North County or St. Charles County. Parents who, a lot of them have not been to colleges themselves, but they are entrusting us with their most prized little ones. And we are working with them to help them navigate. What does college look like from my vantage point as a parent? Thank you. That's a big deal. But alongside of that, they are trusting us. Just this week, we took a bunch of students down, as you heard, to colleges across the South. And it was on those tours that they were away from their parents, oftentimes for the first time. We do not take for granted that our parents entrust us. At the same time, we are breaking down stereotypes. Oftentimes, we hear about the parents that we work with in our communities. They don't care about the students' educations. They don't care about walking. And I can tell you this. The number of black fathers that we have in College Bounds afternoon, on a Tuesday afternoon, is amazing. They come and they stay. And they walk with us. These parents care about their children and they want better for them. I can say to and through, but it might not give me the opportunity to talk about how we are trying our best to push against the socioeconomic, the educational barriers that plague our community, that are working against and pushing against our students, our families, our communities. Repeat this number after me. 800 to 1. That was not good enough. 800 to 1. 800 to 1. Every time we go into one of our high school partners and enter into their school, she runs up to our recruitment team and tells them and reminds them that the number of students to her, she's the college counselor there at that school, The number of students per her caseload is 800. For every one of her, there are 800 students that she has to figure out how to serve. So when she sees College Bound coming into the doors, what do you think she does? She's excited. That's our way of beginning to push against. What is that? Let me take a step back. What does that say to our students? I'll wait. What does it say when you are one of 800 kids assigned to one person that's going to help you navigate college and getting into college? That's deplorable. But we're in the trenches with them. I can say to or through, but I might not get the opportunity to talk about the reason why we are in existence. Our students. You all have met them tonight, some of them tonight. If I say to and through, I might not get a chance to talk about Tay-Tay. Where's my girl Tay-Tay? There you go. Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay, who was over at Rankin, who just actually, no, she's not at Rankin anymore. She just graduated from Rankin. That's right. If you give Tay-Tay 5 minutes, give Tay-Tay 3 minutes, and she will give you how HVAC works like that. She will tell you about your refrigerant and coolant and all that good stuff, and you will be educated completely on how that thing works. Or what about Trinity, who was up at Chicago State? Trinity, who as a freshman is in the music department there, and she has already scored 2 short films, paid for this. What about Corinne? Corinne, who is our budding pilot, who is going to be going into her junior year next year, but she's also going to be a full-time high school student and a full-time college student. Yeah? What about Micah? Micah is our in-house graphic artist, and his art lines the walls and the halls of College Bound. What about my man Javon? Javon, he just completed Rankin's program as well, and Javon, he's in the process of getting his driver's license, but he takes public transportation to his work sites every day with his tools in hand. And we're proud of my man. We're proud of him. Or what about Dr. Nanette, who's over at WashU? Or here you go. What about Aaron Ford, who's down in Texas, who's working with Homeland Security, and so many other students? They are the reason why we are doing this thing. So you can see for 2 to 4 seconds why I pause whenever I have to answer, what is College Bound? Because I want to be able to say and encapsulate what we truly are without shortchanging us. So where have I landed? I have gotten to the place where I say this. It's not perfect, but it's what I've come up with. We get the honor of working with this city's best, brightest, most brilliant students, but often sometimes the most overlooked. And we get to help hoist them up and empower them to look beyond their current circumstances, to be able to look down the corridors of their lives and to be able to see more for themselves, more for their families, more for our community. And education, higher education, completing higher education is the vehicle for which that can take place for them. But they get to do this and they won't do it alone. Since you're looking at me like Milton, finish this up. I will. I want to give you a visual. My father, in April, ran the Boston Marathon. Yeah, he's incredible. That was his 50th marathon that he ran. He's 70, and he ran the Boston in under 4.5 hours. Yeah, go ahead. Soak it up, Dad. Soak it up, Pop. And Mom was there with him the whole time, all 50. Hey, Mama, go, Mama. I went to go and support him at the Boston Marathon this year. That was my first one. I know I'm a horrible son. I went, and it was at this marathon that I saw for the first time something I had never seen before. And the reason why, when I saw it, it just touched me because it it reminded me of why we do what we do. It was a visual, it was a beautiful visual of College Bound. In the race, there were tons of people running, but at the beginning of the race, you would see marathoners who were visually impaired. And the visually impaired marathoners, in order to get in the Boston Marathon, you had to run the race before. You had to run other races and to qualify. And so they had run races before, but the marathoners, the visually impaired marathoners, were tethered by their wrists with another guide. If you go with me, we'll get home sooner. The guide served as the guide for the entire race. The guide made sure we're about to come on a hill, pace yourself. We're about to make a left turn, follow me. Reach your arm out for some water. You got this. You've got this. The visually impaired marathoners had the will, had the ability, had the strength. They just needed a guide. That is College Bound. Our students have the will, they have the ability, they have the strength, and they're doing the damn thing. They just need a guide. And we get the honor of being that guide for them. And we are honored by your presence and by you all serving as our support. It's about us not being in this thing alone either. And so when I say thank you, I truly mean thank you. That you have not just shown us through your dollars that you are with us, but you have showed with your presence that you're all in with us. And now you get to show even more of how you're with us. Because now this is the fun part. This is the part where we get to ask you all to help demonstrate your love and your all-in-ness with us. Where's Kaylee? Where's Kaylee? Kaylee is our new... Kaylee. Give Kaylee and our development team a big round of applause. Kaylee, Lawrence, Andrea, and Kennedy have worked tirelessly over the last year almost. But Kaylee started with us this January. And Kaylee, the second I sat down with her, I knew she's the one. Kaylee sat down with me the first week after she had been hired, and she said, we were talking, and I used the phrase, I said, oh yeah, these students. And she said, Milton, you mean our? I said, excuse me? She said, Milton, I really don't like it when people refer to students as those students. And I said, in my head, ma'am, you are still on probation. No, I said, she's the one. Anytime she was willing and able to correct me, I knew that we were going to be all right. What we are calling you all to do, normally we have a paddle raise and we display all the different amounts, and if you raise it and you raise it with this competition about who's going to raise it and get this higher amount of money and all that good stuff. But this year we invited College Bound into the room. College Bound, our mission is more than just the transaction, but College Bound is the people. And so in order to have the people in the room, our students, our staff, we had to do things a little differently. And so what we're going to do now is ask you all to dig into your pockets and make this thing for real. And we want you to give as you feel led to give. We're not going to tell you how much to give. We're going to ask you, though, to give your very best. Whatever you can do. If you can give $50, wonderful. If you can give $20,000, even better. If you can give more than that, you give more than that. I'm not going to be mad at you. But we ask that you give. But what I want you to do is give as if these are your students. These are our students. Just like we go down the way and we say the Cardinals are our team, the St. Louis City is our team, we need to do that for the students of St. Louis. All the students that make up this region are our students. And when they are our students, it hits a little differently. There's a relational component. And so we don't want you to give just because you're giving to those lowly students over there. No, you're giving because these are your students. Thank you. Thank you.